In our Franciscan order, we have friars dedicated to meeting with men who are interested in our way of life. These friars are vocation directors. They hear lots of stories about what brings a potential religious to inquire. In today's gospel, we're presented with a vocation story, if you will, one which involves a man eager to follow Jesus. Like the sage in our first reading, this young man is seeking wisdom. He asks Jesus about the way to gain eternal life. Like any good vocation director, Jesus begins with the basics of a holy life, keeping the commandments. Observance of them is a sign that one wishes to be in a life-giving relationship with God. A good vocation director, however, will want an applicant to build on his baptismal relationship with God. One way to do that is through the vow of poverty, learning to divest himself of owning material goods, living for the sake of the kingdom. Some vocation prospects can't take that step. The rich young man in the story today cannot. Jesus then shocks his disciples by overturning a popular notion that wealth was a guarantee that God was on your side, that riches meant favor from God. Instead, he tells his disciples, it's impossible for the wealthy to enter the kingdom. Possessions can lure us into thinking we have no need of God. Jesus calls all of us, not just religious, to something deeper. This we cannot do on our own. True discipleship, entrance to the kingdom, eternal life, however we name it, is a gift from God. To accept that gift means we're ready for the demands of the kingdom to take priority over everything else. When Peter protests to Jesus that he and the others have given up all and followed Jesus, Peter's words possibly betray that he may still want to claim credit for their commitment. And again, Jesus comes back to God's actions. Our charity, our religious practices, even our total renunciation must clear the decks for God to work. The bottom line, only God can do the impossible. True discipleship, the kingdom, eternal life, is God's gift, and we must open ourselves up to God's grace and help.